30 years. 30 damn years. That is how long I walked around this earth, feeling completely, utterly lost. Feeling lonely in a crowded room. Feeling depressed even when my bank account was completely full. I'm William. I'm 77 years old. And for the majority of my adult life, I was fighting a war that didn't actually exist. If you are watching this right now, and you feel like you are just constantly exhausted, if you feel like your mind is your own worst enemy, I need you to pull up a chair. I need you to just give me 10, maybe 15 minutes of your time. Because what I'm about to tell you, it took me half a century to figure out. It cost me my first marriage. It cost me the best years of my children's lives. And I am going to try and give it to you right now, for free, so you don't have to look in the mirror at 77 and realize you wasted your life fighting ghosts. When I was in my 50s, I was a vice president at my company, corner office, my name on the door. I had clawed my way up from nothing. But you know how I walked through the world? I walked around angry, all the time. I thought everybody was out to get me. If my boss sent me a short email, I thought he was plotting to fire me. If my wife didn't greet me at the door with a smile, I thought she didn't respect me. If somebody cut me off in traffic, I would see red. I thought the world was against me. I was a victim in a tailored suit. Here is the brutal truth, the truth that almost broke me when I finally understood it. When you walk around feeling like everyone is attacking you, you aren't reacting like a 30-year-old, or a 40-year-old, or a 50-year-old VP. You are reacting like a helpless, terrified 7-year-old child. See, when I was 10, I watched my father come home from the factory, hands beat up, exhausted, and I watched people treat him like he was dirt, like he was nothing. And that little boy inside me learned that the world is a dangerous place where people will step on you if you don't fight back. So, 40 years later, when my wife just asked me to take out the trash, I didn't hear my wife. I heard the world telling me I was nothing, and I snapped at her. You think your boss hates you. You think your spouse doesn't appreciate you. It's a lie. You are reacting to the world like a helpless child. But listen to me. You aren't 7 anymore. You have the power to fix it, but you are choosing to stay a victim, because staying angry is a whole lot easier than facing your own past. We use this word a lot now. People say, "Oh, I was triggered. He triggered me. She triggered me." Let me tell you something about a trigger. A trigger on a gun is a tiny, tiny little mechanism. It's just a spark. It has no power on its own. The only reason a trigger causes an explosion is because of the gunpowder. For 30 years, I walked around carrying 40 years' worth of emotional gunpowder inside my chest. All my insecurities, all my fears of not being enough, all my unhealed wounds. I was walking around packed with explosives, and then my kid would spill a glass of milk, or an employee would make a tiny mistake. They pulled the trigger, just a tiny spark, and I would blow up. I would yell. I would ruin the whole evening. And then, the sickness of it is, I would blame them for the explosion. Look what you made me do. Look how you made me act. No, they didn't make me do anything. They just provided the spark. I was the one carrying the explosives. Until you sit down, look in the mirror, and unpack your own emotional gunpowder, the world is going to keep setting you off. You are going to keep destroying your relationships. Stop blaming other people for the bombs you refuse to defuse. Now, I want to talk about the voice in your head. You know the one. The voice that wakes you up at 3 a.m. and tells you that you are a fraud. The voice that tells you you are lazy, that you aren't a good father, that you are going to lose everything. The inner critic. I used to think that voice was my secret weapon. I really did. I thought, well, if I beat myself up harder than anybody else can, then nobody can hurt me. I thought that vicious, cruel voice in my head was what made me successful. It wasn't. It was what made me miserable. Here is what nobody tells you about that voice. That harsh, critical voice. It is not the voice of truth. It is not God. It is not reality. That voice is just a terrified little kid inside you trying to protect you from rejection. Somewhere along the line you learned that if you were perfect, maybe you wouldn't get hurt. So this part of your brain decided to become a tyrant to keep you in line. It's like a stupid friend who gives you terrible advice because they mean well, but they don't know any better. You know what you have to do? You don't fight that voice. You don't try to drown it out with alcohol, or working 80 hours a week, or buying a new car. You have to literally talk to it. You have to close your eyes, put your hand on your chest and say, "Thank you. I know you are trying to protect me. I know you are scared. But I am the adult now. I am driving the car. You can sit in the back seat and rest." Lord, if I had known how to do that at 30, the pain I would have saved myself. And this brings me to the greatest regret of my life. If you're a parent right now, or you're thinking about becoming one, open your ears, please. I thought I was a good dad. I really did. I grew up poor, remember? So I said, my kids are never going to want for anything. So I provided. I provided the hell out of that family. I bought the big house in the suburbs. I paid for the fancy colleges. I bought the cars. But I was miserable. I was stressed out of my mind. I was angry. I was carrying all that gunpowder. Even when I was sitting at the dinner table, my mind was a million miles away, worrying about the next deal, the next promotion. And here is the tragedy of it. Children don't care about the square footage of your house. They don't care about the brand of clothes you buy them. Children are sponges for your nervous system. When you are stressed, depressed, and staring blankly at a screen all evening, your child absorbs that. And because they are children, they don't think, oh, Dad is stressed about the economy. They think, Dad is miserable, and it must be my fault. I must not be good enough. I passed my trauma right down to my kids, wrapped up in a nice, expensive bow. The absolute greatest gift you can ever give your children isn't a trust fund. It isn't a private school. The greatest gift you can give them is a parent who is actually happy, a parent who has healed their own mind. Because if you don't heal your wounds, your children are going to spend the rest of their lives bleeding from them. I'm 77. I can't go back and fix the dinners I missed. I can't undo the arguments I started because I was carrying around that gunpowder. All I can do is sit here in front of this camera and hope to God that somebody out there is listening. Stop fighting the world. The world isn't against you. Unpack your explosives. Tell that terrified voice in your head to go to sleep and go be happy. Not for your career, but for the people who actually love you. Everything you are looking for, that safety, that peace, it is an inside job. It is already yours. You just have to stop running long enough to claim it. Take care of yourselves. Don't wait until you're my age to figure this out.